Welcome back, I'm Ryan from Bluewood Gaming, and this might be the way that I start all my build guides. I have everything stripped off my character. As you saw in the title, this is a Strength Faith build. It's currently level 85, and I'm going to leave it like this, just because I feel like it's really good and set at level 85. I have no items on whatsoever right now, just so that you can see the stats, and you can pause here. As you can see, Strength and Faith are the two high ones. Endurance is also high because, well, it has to be. We're swinging around a huge Greataxe. And then Intelligence, I put 1 point of Intelligence in just so that we can use some extra things. Dexterity, we start out as a Knight, so Dexterity's already at 12, which is good, so that we can use some other basic things. Vitality, we need 20 Vitality so that we can carry everything, because Great Axes are heavy. And then Attunement, we need 2 slots for our one faith item. We need the 2 slots. And that is also the only reason why we're going into Faith. If we didn't use the one Faith item, then, well, the one Miracle, then we wouldn't be in Faith. We'd be a pure Strength build. But, going into this, we are going to start with rings first. First ring is the Prisoner's Chain. This gives you, essentially, 15 free levels. It gives you 5 points in Vigor, 5 points in Endurance, and 5 points in Vitality. It gives you 15 free levels for the downside of 10 points of your resistances. So if we go back over here, you can see the absorption is all minus 10 for all of those. Now, right now, if we were to just go get hit, we would be instantly killed by anything, because having any absorption below 0 gives you increased damage that you take. So that's the downside of the ring, but we can counter that pretty easily. Then the next ring is actually the Knight's ring, because we need the 5 extra strength to get it up to 40 to be able to use our weapon effectively. Then next we have the where is it? Where can you be? There it is. Havel's ring. We need Havel's ring to be able to wear everything. And then we have 1 ring slot open. So these 3 rings are required just to make the build work. This last ring slot is whatever you want it to be, but I recommend the Ring of Favor, because it increases your health and it increases your equip load, and you get more stamina. As you can see the difference right there between it. Gives us 30 extra health, gives us 10 extra stamina, and 4 extra equip load, which is really the main point of it. Other popular options are the Cleric ring, the Nightslayer's ring is pretty good. The Lingering Dragon Crest ring is an okay option because of our Miracle. Some other things would be such as one of the Serpent rings, just because. The Deep ring, if you want to have extra miracles. That's pretty much it. You can use whatever ring you want. I would just recommend using the Ring of Favor. So, getting into the armor, we are using Kirk's armor just because it's light and we can use it effectively. Also, rolling into enemies is an actual way to finish them off in this build. So, going into this, our main weapon is the Dragonslayer Greataxe. This is what it looks like fully leveled up. As you can see, our power goes to 717. This is a 2 to 3 shot kill weapon for 90 of people. I would actually say 95 to 99% of people, it is a 2 to 3 shot kill weapon. And they also, it's split damage, so they have to have good lightning resistance, which not a lot of people have. And we always two-hand the weapon, and any attacks while two-handing this weapon are not parryable, so you don't have to worry about that. So you can just go right through and start swinging, and they're going to be there trying to parry. You can partial parry it, meaning that they'll take decreased damage, but they will still not be able to parry it. So then the next item, the first item in our left hand, is the Dragon Crest Shield. This is solely for magic. The fire is also used. The reason why I'm using the Dragon Crest Shield over the regular Crest Shield is because you see more fire builds than you do dark builds. And so, as you can see, the guard absorption is 89% for the fire and 67% for magic. I have stood in the middle of the Kamehameha beams that you can shoot out that you get in the Grand Archives. I've stood in the middle of those with this shield up, and it has only taken about half of my stamina, and I only took about 200 points of damage. And for physical attacks, you can block physical attacks all day long. Just know that this has decent stability, but not the best stability. Then next we'll go into the left-handed second weapon, and that is just a chime. Just any chime or talisman or whatever. It just has to be able to use miracles from it. I use the Sacred Chime here because it weighs the least, and I like the Gentle Prayer from it. Also, you can see that the spell buff is better, which isn't too much of anything, but yeah, I still like it like that. And then here, the second most important weapon, the Composite Bow. You can also replace this with the short bow, but it has to have the rapid fire mechanic on it. Not because of the rapid fire mechanic, but because it's rolling attack. Which, let me put on some arrows. I recommend using fire arrows and dark arrows because people don't have resistances to either. Well, they usually don't have resistances to either. If they do have resistance to fire, then they usually don't have as much resistance to dark. And then whatever bolts you want, because you're not using bolts on this character. But as you can see, you can actually roll back and shoot from a roll. You can also backstep and shoot too. And sometimes you'll get people down to just a little bit of health, and you won't be able to close in with your Greataxe, and so you can finish them off with the bow. And also sometimes you'll both be at low health, and you can use it to take them out as well. And the bar of health that you see up there, that's how much the Prisoner's Chain adds in your health bar. Is the whole section that's not there now, is how much it adds, which is a sizable portion of health. That's a hit from a straight sword. So taking an extra hit from a straight sword, I'll take that. So now, for the reason that we're using the chime, and the reason why we need so much faith and such, is Sacred Oath. As it says, it boosts attack and damage absorption for self and vicinity. It's essentially just going to be yourself. What it does is it increases your physical attack damage by 10%, just a flat 10%. And then it increases your damage absorption by a flat 10%. So you will only be taking 90% damage, and you will be doing 110% damage when you throw that out. So that's how you're able to get the 2 to 3 shot kills. You can still do it without the Sacred Oath, it's just this lets you take some extra damage. And essentially you can laugh at most straight sword builds. So now that I've shown off the build, I will get into some clips of me doing PvP with this build. But that's going to be it for me talking. Remember, I'm Ryan from Blue Water Gaming, and I'll see you guys in the next one.